Shall clause 37 carry? Calling clause 38, and I believe you have an amendment?
Yes, I do.
I move that Bill S5 be amended in clause 38 on page 24A by replacing line 20 with the following. 30.431, subject to subsection 3 and the regulations, no person shall promote a vaping product in dash and B by replacing line 25 with the following. 2. Subject to subsection 3 and the regulations, no person shall promote a vaping product, comma, including.
What we are trying to do with this is that we've heard a lot of concern that this clause was too restrictive and that it would be very difficult for retailer or manufacturer to communicate effectively health risk information about vaping products to their customers. So quite simply, what this would do is allow, via regulation, to have a list of authorized messages, whether it is, this product is less harmful or this products contain chemicals or something like that. So a list of authorized messages that could be used to inform Canadians, really. So that's basically what this is trying to do.
Senator Stewart-Olson.
Thank you, Chair. Can you just explain to me the authorized messages? Are those going to be contained in regulation, or this, once again, this will be able to be fine, but none of these authorizations or these authorized messages can be delivered until the regulations are published? Yes? Okay, thank you.
I take those nods for the record as yes.
Yep.
Senator Seidman.
I think this is a very effective response to a lot of the testimony that we heard, including the testimony that we heard from Dr. Britton and Dr. Hammond, which was extremely credible. My question has to do with how the messages are going to be constructed. Who's going to construct them?
So in a situation like this, what we would do is have to set out the regulatory authority that would allow us to create that list. And in setting out that regulatory authority, we would need to be very clear about how that list would be constructed and who would be doing it. To be honest, we haven't sorted through all of the details of exactly what that looks like. But I think that our minister did speak yesterday about the fact that we do, with CIHR, the Canadian Institutes on Health Research, are putting in place an expert science advisory body to look at the evidence, and we would expect that that would play some form in how this moves forward.
Okay, thank you.
Further questions? Are you ready for the question? All in favor? Contrary? I declare the amendment carried. So, shall clause 38 as amended carry? Clause 38 as amended has carried. I'm now calling clause 39, and I believe, Senator, you wish to make an amendment to clause 39?
Yes. Alors,
CP6 for those following their agenda.
yes. Alors, je propose que le projet de loi.
I move that Bill S5 be amended in clause 39 on page 26 by replacing line 24 with the following. 30.431. Subject to subsection 3 and the regulations, comma, no person shall promote a vaping product, comma, in.
This clause really is addressing exception to the prohibition on promotion regarding health benefits and comparison to allow a person to use a statement to be prescribed by regulation. And I think, Madam McDonald, I think I would like for you to explain it.
Thank you. Yeah, and actually this is quite a technical change. So because we're changing the clause 38, we also need to then change the clause 39 so that it could be amended by order once we have a definition of that meaning of the meaning of health benefit. So it's a technical amendment. They go together. You sort of can't do one without the other. And frankly, there's another one that would also need to be done to make the first one come into force.
Right. So these are consequences of decisions we have already made. Colleagues, is there further question? Are you ready for the question? All in favor? Contrary? Okay. So, I declare the amendment carried, and I will now put it to you. Shall Clause 39 as amended carry? Clause 39 as amended has carried. I will now move to Clause 40, and Senator, I believe you have another one, which will be CP7 in your deck.
Je propose donc que
I move that Bill S5 be amended in Clause 40 on page 26 by replacing line 30 with the following. After section 30.701, colon.
again, I think it's a little bit like the other one. It's just like a consequential clause, and it's if you need more technical information, I'm sure Madame McDonald will be happy to do so, but as it is a consequence of the changes we've made already.
All in favor? Contrary? I declare the amendment carried, and the question now is, shall Clause 40 as amended carry? I declare that Clause 40 as amended has carried. Shall Clauses 41 to 43 carry? Clauses 41 to 43 have carried. Clause 44, Senator Petitclerc.
I move that Bill S5 be amended in Clause 44 on page 28 by adding, after line 17, the following. F.01, respecting exceptions to the prohibition under Section 30.5.
Again, a little bit technical, this amendment. It does complement with what we've done to Clause 36, and specifically it will give the governor and council the power to make regulations to set condition to exemptions. I don't know if we need more technical details on that, Madame McDonald. Maybe if you feel you need to expand.
Are you okay?
Or if we're okay.
I think everybody is okay with that. You're ready for the question? All in favor? Contrary? I declare the amendment carried.
I move that Bill S5 be amended in Clause 44 on page 28 by adding after line 22 the following. G.1, respecting, for the purposes of Section 30.701, the advertising of vaping products and vaping product-related brand elements.
Again, we are complementing the amendment that we proposed in Clause 36, which had a prohibition on the advertising of a vaping product in a manner that is contrary to provision of the regulation. So specifically, this one amendment will permit to place conditions on permitted advertisement of vaping products and vaping products-related brand elements through regulation.
I declare the amendment carried, and I believe you have another amendment, Senator, so we will proceed to CP10 in your deck.
Je propose que
I move that Bill S5 be amended in Clause 44 on page 29, A, by replacing line 3 with the following. F.2, respecting exceptions to the prohibitions under subsections 30.43(1) and 2. F.3, respecting, for the purposes of Section 30.45, comma, the, semicolon, and B, by replacing lines 8 to 10 with the following, colon. 6. Paragraph 33 F.2 of the Act is replaced by the following, F.2, respecting exceptions to the prohibitions under subsections 30.431 and 2, and, comma, for the purposes of subsection.
So this amendment is a response to the concerns that we heard from many stakeholders So the amendment is proposed to add regulation-making power so that by way of an exception to clauses 38 and 39, statements regarding health benefits and comparisons relating to vaping products can be prescribed by regulation. So manufacturers, retailers, and others involved in the promotion of vaping products could only use those prescribed statements that we talked before. So it is related to the amendments in clause 38 and 39.
Further debate?
Yeah, let me ask you
Senator
about
Eagle.
this. How is this going to be communicated? In the case of tobacco, we put the warnings on the packaging. Here you're dealing with a liquid substance. So how is this going to be communicated? What health risks there are, which I take it will come on the basis of whatever clinical trials or evidence is subsequently discovered, because we seem to be still some distance from having a very clear idea about what these harms are. We've already agreed that there can be harms from vaping, although less harmful than cigarette tobacco smoking. So it's clear in tobacco how we would convey these health risks. How would you convey them here?
So in this case, again, through the regulation-making power, what we're doing here is bringing in that regulation-making power. We would then have the ability to create that list of claims that manufacturers and retailers could use to promote their products. So it could be on the product, but it could also be in advertising or other pieces that they're using. So by creating this exemption or this regulation-making authority, it allows under that 30.43, which I described yesterday, where it says no person can talk about the health benefits, it would then give an exemption to that and allow them to talk about or to say something about the benefits, including for commercial purposes, so on the package or on advertising or other places.
Yeah, but we're talking about health risks here. This is the other side of the coin. This is health risks. So the manufacturers and the retailers may not be too agreeable to divulging a lot of health risks, and health risks on tobacco smoking. You pretty much devised them, and they are a requirement on the packaging. So how are you going to do that here?
There is another section of the bill that talks about what people have to put on their packages and how we define that, and we have regulation making authority to talk about the health effects that they might need to put on their packages. So that's already very well covered in the bill. Really what this does is it talks about that for the commercial purposes, and they would not be required to include this information because it's about this relative risk. This is really only about the potential comparative clauses that are currently not allowed. But I think your concern is more around what can we currently require them to do in terms of carrying information,
Right.
and we have regulation making authority to require them to have ingredients, lists, and other things that would be important for consumers.
And you can also revise that for health risks.
We could also reside through regulation, that's correct.
Okay.
Further debate? Are you ready for the question? All those in favor? Contrary? I declare the amendment carried. Then I now put to you, shall clause 44 as amended carry? I declare that clause 44 as amended has carried.